I'm Yuen, and this is Witness. The biggest threat hanging over Hong Kong used to be mainland China, but today it's pollution. Poor air quality and toxic waste generated by China's booming economy is sparking headlines, protests and fears that environmental contamination will make life for some residents miserable. Nowhere is the problem more acute than in Lung Kwu Tan, a small village of 2,000 people in Hong Kong's New Territories. Until the 1980s, it was a pristine beauty spot, famous for its rare butterfly species and Chinese white dolphins. Today, it's a toxic wasteland, home to 2 existing power plants, a cement plant, a steel factory, the world's largest coal-fired power facility, an aircraft refueling depot, and a landfill that receives 6,000 tons of rubbish every day. Not a nice place to live. And with more threats on the horizon, the residents are finally saying, "Not in my backyard." Filmmakers Lin Li and James Leong travelled to Lung Kwu Tan to meet a man who's trying to save his village.
When I was a child, this was a beautiful place. The beach was unspoiled, the water clean. Marine life was plentiful. Things are very different now.
Like his father before him, Lau Wai Ping is chief of Lung Kwu Tan village.
I've been living here since I was born. It's been more than 50 years. My father and my grandfather were born here. My family has been here for nearly 200 years.
But Lung Kwu Tan is facing an environmental crisis. This rural community in the New Territories of Hong Kong was once known for its pristine surroundings. Today, its natural beauty and wildlife is being eroded by a slew of polluting industries.
When I remember how beautiful the village was when I was young, compared to the way it is now, so dirty, so polluted, so awful, I feel sad and angry. The government doesn't listen to us at all. We have organized all kinds of protests, demonstrations and petitions, but the government doesn't care. They bully us because we are rural people, little people.
And it all started with a road. Once remote, Lung Kwu Tan is now just 2 hours' drive from central Hong Kong. Lau Wai Ping wishes the road had never been built.
The road was built in 1980. During that time, the government was developing the New Territories. At first, we thought it would make life easier for us. But then they built the power plant, and after that, the cement factory. Then came another power plant, followed by the landfill. It is as if all of Hong Kong's dirtiest, most polluting industries are concentrated here.
As village chief, Lau Wai Ping spends much of his time trying to monitor the impact industry is having on his village.
That garbage truck in front of us is heading for the landfill. Look, when the wind blows, rubbish flies out. This causes the road to become very dirty. The rubbish is piled so high and isn't covered, so the rubbish falls all over the road. We are now approaching the ash beach. China Light and Power burns coal at its power plant and pumps ash here, and then it gets transported elsewhere.
然之後咧就揾啲車一車車咁賣翻出去嘅。我哋嚟睇睇周圍環境嘅啫。睇環境唔睇影相啊喺度。
Villages like Lung Kwu Tan are fast becoming a rarity in Hong Kong. For 600 years, its people have eked out a living from the land and the sea. And there are still some who remember how things were.
I'm 88 years old. My name is Lao Choi Ching. My family has been here for hundreds of years. I have grandkids, but their dad won't let them visit because he's scared they'll get ill. Of course it's bad for health. The coal dust gets in my throat and my phlegm becomes black.
Lao Kwu Nang remembers a time when rice fields covered much of this area. Today, the farms are abandoned.
My father and my grandfather were born here. I was born here too. This house has been around for at least 100 years.
There
used to be a lot of these clams here. Now there's none, because of the pollution from the power plant and also the ash. Even the fish are gone. There's nothing left.
Just how much the coastline has changed only becomes clear out here at sea.
The Hong Kong International Airport's plane refueling depot is being built here. But because it's right next to the steel factory, the owners of the steel factory oppose the building of the depot. That's because high temperatures are needed to make steel. Next door, you have all this oil. What happens if there's a leak? There'll be a big explosion and there'll be nowhere to run.
This massive structure next door is the Green Island cement plant. We were refused permission to film inside. Further down, the Castle Peak Power Station, run by China Light and Power. This is one of the world's largest coal-fired facilities. Our request to film here was also turned down.
Look at that black pile. It's a mountain of coal, black coal. That machine is spraying coal onto the pile. But with strong winds, the coal dust gets blown all over the place. It blows into our village and turns everything sooty. It's very bad for the environment.
Along the coast, the water bubbles and swells as factories discharge waste into the sea.
This is a water outlet. Water used to cool the machine inside is discharged here. 24 hours, it pumps out hot water, and there are chemicals in it. That's why there's a smell that makes you feel ill. So there's hardly any fish left here. It's right next to our village, Lung Kwu Tan.
有冇魚啊？而家冇魚望。
運機嗰啲水
運機嗰啲運水流出嚟啲水臭嘅。
臭嘅，臭藥味㗎。
臭藥味，所以連魚都冇。
梗係啦，人都唔生啦，唔好話魚，係嘛？好犀利㗎個水。
即係佢啲水污染得犀利啦，啲水都臭。
青口乜都冇晒啦。
係咩？
你睇我上邊都有青口啫。
連啲貝殼類都冇埋。我哋細個嘅時候咧，啲白海豚成日追啲魚食咧，追到埋沙灘嘅。
There used to be a lot of white dolphins
我成
here.
日見㗎啦，細個嘅時候。
When I was little, the white dolphins would chase the fish to the
想
shore.
見佢都難。
It's very hard to see them now.
Things look bleak, but worse could be on the horizon. As Hong Kong struggles to cope with its waste problems, the government is considering a few possible solutions. Among them, building what could be the world's largest incinerator in Lung Kwu Tan.
Until the 1980s, Lung Kwu Tan was only accessible by boat. Then they built a road, and the residents wish the road had never been built. Join me after the break to find out what they're going to do about it today.